Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FC Dynamo Brest Cup 2017. We are here into the quarterfinals, and I am Hawker, joined by Danny to bring you these quarterfinals, starting the day with Kinguin, who finished their group in second place, up against TEAM5, who finished their group in fifth. And just based off of that alone, I think you can kind of start to guess where our predictions might lie. How are you doing, Danny?
I'm doing quite good. Thanks for asking, Haka. And yeah, this matchup, I have to admit, it's not looking so good here for the Swedish team. After all, they don't have, I'd say, one of their players whom they have competed beforehand. I think that's Jazar out of the lineup. Instead, they actually brought in HNS. Now, that's a name you don't really get to see that often in the Swedish scene. I think, one of other individuals has been participating within the gamers sort of reality TV show shebang, and I think along he was the sort of player that lost in the sort of final. I think it was a matchup Gamers Red versus Gamers Blue in his team, with other notable names like Brolan, Elo have lost that sort of matchup, and yet these players, HNS, Elo, dang it, ah what was the name I also mentioned? Broline. I mean, they're getting like relatively good notoriety right now in the sort of Swedish scene of all things. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Team5 perform here. But I must admit, I'm not expecting much.
Yeah, and especially I think it's a bit unfortunate how this map veto has gone for Team5 because they first picked Mirage here, and we've seen Kinguin have very good performances on this map in the past. Of course, you might remember in the group stage they got the only 16-0 of the group stages on this map. Kinguin beat Resistance 16-0 on Mirage. And, I mean, Resistance obviously probably aren't at the same level as Team5, as they very much struggled in the groups. However, it still just shows how good Kinguin have been on this map, and they were on a really big winning streak earlier in this month. However, they did recently lose against Fragsters 16-6. And again, it's just the fact that Team5 have been forced to pick this map that I could easily see this going 2-0 if they are not careful. Either way, Kinguin are going to start on the CT side, and Team5 already lining up for that A push. They have got two sets of nades, and with only Mouse here, it's going to be very difficult for him to stop the players pushing towards the bomb site.
And it's really not Mouse is gotta do. I mean, if you're Mouse, if you can land a couple of those shots, that'd be already good. There we go, lands the first one, and now he's gotta back away. He has to back away, wait for the backup, and as we see, Sparrow also takes down Pullman, so this is now very doable for the Team5 side, for the Kinguin side. They actually have a decent rotate here, but the thing is that they're pushing forward here, Team5, and honestly, I don't blame them. They need to fight for some ground here, and well, Kevin has got some ground here towards Sniper's Nest, but the problem is he's up against Free, and this is where I think Kev is gonna struggle. No armor whatsoever, and Kinguin will be defusing the bomb and winning the round.
Yeah, and I think that just goes to show exactly why a lot of teams do play that retake on the A site on those pistol rounds, because even when you let the bomb go down, it is very much the easiest site to retake. So Kinguin will get the 1-0 lead, and of course it did also help that Mouse was able to get to one kill through the smoke to start things off. So now Team5, well, they're going to have literally no investment into this round. This could be Rallen finding himself multiple kills, just decides to play safe after finding that first frag, and so the Glocks will try to push into connector. You can already see, though, the damage being done. Mouse gets himself two. Only the one frag for Karis, and it was just an UMP dropped, so they won't be too worried about that one. However, they will have to focus on this upcoming buy round, because Team5, not only did they have AKs, but considering this is a third round force, their utility is looking fairly good here for this round.
And of course, you saw what they did there. They went on full of full eco. No P50s, no Deagles, no nothing. Just the Glocks coming out there for the Terroricide team. And that's good, You don't purchase the extra pistol, you save around $300 if that's a P50. As he's dead, 500, and you can invest in a more utility, so to speak of. And speaking about Team5, they're doing such a good job at taking mid. The problem is the HNS now, and Kevin, aside from the last terrorist standing here, make it all up to HNS, who has got the bomb, but he's gonna get dropped there by Mouse. It looked relatively good there for Team5. I'm not quite sure what happened, but at the same time, we also got to see Capper pushing up so aggressively down towards Underpass at the very start of the round.
Yeah, Kinguin again there with the few SMGs they did keep into the round. They decided to go fairly aggressive. There was also a player pushed in towards A ramp. And so that did get Kinguin quite a lot of information early on in terms of the fact that Team 5 were going for that fast A push. So they were fairly quickly in position to shut it down. HS nearly gets himself a headshot, but only going to get the tag on towards Spiro. Kinguin, of course, still going to be very favoured in this round. Team 5 yet again have gone for just a tiny investment. So the upgraded pistols will all fall down. Just YZN left. Might be able to find something in this position. The bomb, of course, is nowhere near him, so he's just going to be playing for the frags. And Mihu, in fact, will help out from Mouse to get the final frag. So Kinguin go 4-0 up. A very, very convincing start from them. However, now they do have to deal with Karis's AWP. They do have to deal with full nades from Team 5. And maybe this full buy is what Team 5 need to finally get themselves on the board.
That could be the case of all things. I mean, they have a better investment than what they had previously. Especially they have the op onto Karis, who might be quite of an issue here for Kinguin. But as they say, so Spiro, he does move up very fast there towards middle, picking up a frag. And Mihu, lonesome Mihu that is, pushing up mid here. Could have spotted out the player there, but he does retreat right behind the smoke. And already Kinguin, they're having a very good start here to a round like this. Karis has been dropped. And I'm wondering, will the op be retrieved from the terrorist side team as the T's? They're still playing this one relatively passively, you could say here. They kind of have mid control, but at the same time, they only have vision towards windows slightly, not really taking a look at connectors short. And I think that if you're Team 5, you're probably going to try to get these picks. If not, you're just probably going to try to stack up, regroup, and try to hit either of the sites.
Yeah, Karis's investment with the AWP doesn't pay off, and YZN nearly goes down as well. However, he does win that fight. I thought Rallen was going to be taking him down for sure, but there comes one kill for Team 5. Elsewhere, though, Kappa finds himself a frag over towards B, making sure that site is safe. And so with 44 seconds left, the Swedish side will be now grouping back up around the A-bomb site. You can see YZN, of course, still in connector. They were aware of his position as he found a frag earlier. And so you can see Kinguin playing somewhat safe on the A site, but Spiro is still certainly here to help out Mouse. And with this AWP, he's always going to be able to land this shot. They need to flash him out here. Spiro will finally be flashed off the angle, and so that allows the push to come forwards. However, Mihu is still in position. The incendiary thrown out. He gets that first kill, nearly the second, but HNS finds the trades. HNS needs to get the bomb down, but they don't clear Underwood. So Mouse will shut the push out. Kinguin already 5-0 up here, and Team 5, considering this is their own map pick, they need to get their heads in the game.
Yeah, that's something we gotta mention. This is the map pick of the Swedish team, and you know, I pretty much predicted how that round would kind of go on there. It's just that a bit dissatisfying that Team 5 in the end didn't have such a good time actually entering the A bombs. So they did such a job at flashing out the player towards CT, trying to cross onto the A bomb side. The problem is though, the setup from the CT side was looking good. I mean, they had players in jungle, players in Underwood. Rowland though, I wouldn't say that was quite wise of him, as now we do get to see Team 5 pushing on this A bomb site. And the problem is now they have the A bomb site control. Spiro, I'm quite surprised that he's not even looking right beside him, because geez, there could be any sort of tease now trying to push for those smokes. And the thing is, Team 5, they also have players in CT. This is nuts from the Swedish team.
Yeah, and that could make a big difference. YZN should get the kill, but he whiffs the spray down. And all of a sudden, Kinguin swing things back their way. Miku gets another frag. It's only Karis left. There is the first headshot, but he needs to find two more. Should be able to get the bomb down, but this is just all falling apart for Team 5 here. Karis will go for the fight, but Mihu will stay safe. Karis, though, is allowed to cross in towards CT spawn. This is a fairly good position to watch the bomb. However, he goes jumping up. And so Mihu finds a second headshot. And again, Team 5, despite this time getting an advantage in the round, Kinguin still managed to lock them out on that A site. And I think that just goes to show how sort of talented Kinguin can be individually. Already the 6-0 scoreline. And Team 5, they will, of course, thanks to the bomb plant, have a very strong buy. They did save the previous one. They do have the AWP. They do have the full nades. But we've already seen buy rounds like this not go the way of Team 5. Last time it was Spiro shutting down Karis's AWP early on. So we'll have to see if that can continue for the CTs. Spiro is focused towards mid, but will get mollied off the angle.
Yeah, probably the best case scenario right now for the Swedish team is to try to get these individual engagements here. Well, maybe not necessarily individual, but just try to get any sort of entry frags and then try to work off the map from that point onward. And that's what we're seeing. Team 5, they're a bit more focused towards this A part of the map. They are expecting some aggression from the CT side, but the CTs actually have even given away map control. Like, for instance, middle. Middle is pretty much no man's land, but at the same time, you have players like YZN, who is in fact here towards Connector, and he could be such a nuisance here, but Sparrow will be taken down. YZN. The problem is, though, it's a 4 versus 4, and it's still favoring here Team 5, so Kinguin, they might have it a bit more difficult this time around.
Yeah, and Spiro had to land a very close range shot with the AWP there. If he misses that one, then YZN really would have been able to open up the A site. So it certainly felt like Team 5 could have been able to take A, and now they might be able to because Rallen is down to 11 HP. The flash comes out, Rallen forced back by the flames out into the open. And so Keva will punish him for his aggression, taken down. And now Spiro having to hold down the B site, or sorry, the A site with just the AWP. And that shot from Karas there does tag Spiro down to 30 HP. The molly is also doing some damage. Not quite going to be taken out, but there it is. HNS eventually does get the kill with that Molotov. And so Kinguin now in the 2-on-4 retake should just be locked out of the site. Looking good for the Swedes to take their first, although HNS is forced out into the open, so 1 kill back. Still a long way to go for Kinguin.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the journey for them, especially as the Team 5 has got very good positions here, sandwich, ramp, as well as connector. It is just such a difficult round for the Team 5 to win. If, for instance, they would be having a bit more utility on the retake, then I'd say it's still possible, but at the same time, in a 2 versus 3, and the positions, they have to land the smokes in the right positions as well, so it doesn't really work out there for Kinguin. But Team 5, they get the initial engagement there. YZN, I'm even quite surprised that Kinguin allowed so much map control there for the Team 5 side, and this time around, it's not going to be the case. Already Sparrow up in window, sniping down one of them. That's going to be Karas out of the equation, and now Kinguin, they have the man lead here, and they're going to be a bit more careful this time around when it comes to holding middle.
Again, it's Spiro taking down Karas at the start of the round. We've seen that happen once or twice already. And it seems like the AWP on the CT side of things is having a much better start to this map. You can already see the rest of Team 5 are deciding to group up around B, but Mihu is here, and he also has a teammate to help him hold this B bomb site. Kappa is also looking towards Apps, goes for the spray, but it's Mihu to find a second headshot. And they are just shutting down the push. Team 5, a little bit discoordinated here, kind of pushing in one by one, not really being able to find the trades. And Kinguin just completely shut Team 5 out of the round. Even a Molotov finishing off the final frag as Mihu gets 3 kills on the B holds. And Team 5 now could be in real trouble because this is not going to be a full buy for them. HNS and YZN will just about get some weaponry together, but you can see the utility is really the main thing lacking for the Swedes.
I'd say, utility is lacking for the Swedes quite a bit here. They have that one smoke onto Parliament, and that's about it. They also have right now the Molotov and YZN, and looks like they have deployed pretty much everything they got, and you have 4 players towards that A part of the map. I'm guessing that's where they're going to hit. YZN is going to be quite an important piece of this push, as he's going to be pretty much flanking these players once the guys in Ramp and Palace do come out. But before they do, I think they're going to allow for Kinguin to waste a bit more of their utility and then try to press forward. It doesn't make much sense to even just push through Molotovs and smokes. They have time. Team 5 has got time, but they really gonna have to find some good picks here. And Rallen already sparked out Karas, and this is not looking so good here, but Rallen does pick up one more frag though. And Team 5, I don't know, the push has to commence, but there's a Molotov blocking ramp.
Yeah, and without the utility, if Spiro can get into position with the AWP, it'll be very difficult to shut him out. There goes HNS, nearly getting an opening, but not quite landing the shot. With 45 seconds left, there is still time here, and look at YZN. He snuck his way in towards ladder room. So that AWP of Spiro won't be a factor in this round as he gets taken out. Team 5 will go for the A play, but look at Mihu shutting things down. It's all 3 for Mihu. all by himself. He holds onto the A site, and HNS is the only man left. Miku spots him out, getting the information for Kappa to come in and pounce, finding that final headshot. Very nice hold yet again from Miku, finding himself a triple kill. It's been a great start for him, up to 13 kills. It's been a great start for Kinguin in general, already 8-1 up. And this is really getting out of control now from Team5's perspective.
That is quite true here. I mean, Kinguin already have 8 rounds here on the CT side, and that is not a scoreline Team5 I think would have allowed the CTs to be having. Them only acquiring 1 is definitely not looking good here for the Swedes, and at the same time, no, a round like this, they're just gonna try to go for a bit of a desperation play, trying to push up middle, but they only have the Glocks, and you can't expect much from them, and that is gonna be a slaughter towards the middle, and Team5 finding barely a little success here. Kinguin, of course, they drop one of their guns, but really, Kinguin, they still have a decent amount of money in the bag. And also, speaking about the round previously, you know, when Team5 had the gun round there, YZN, it was such an important, I'd say, piece of the puzzle there. You know, he is able to take down one of the side defenders, but he's not able to swing in fast enough to take down Miku. If he does take down Miku, I'd say that's a round for Team5. You know, they already have I think you could say 3 or maybe 2 players towards the side, and they had only 1 more guy on the B side, the CT, so that was not looking good for them. And now, speaking about things that look good for them, Sparrow opening things up here, 3 kills, and almost the 4th kill there for Sparrow, I have to admit. This is very sloppy from Team5, and he's gonna be getting the ace in the end. I'm not quite sure how on earth did that just happen there for 5.
Yeah, Sparrow just keeps on peeking and keeps on landing the shots there. Team5 had no reply for him. And again, Team5 were kind of fighting the AWP one by one. They didn't really have the utility well placed to shut him down. So it's a fairly easy ace for Sparrow. At least he makes it look easy, only missing 1 shot in the process. And so now Kinguin will already have themselves double digits, and they will yet again force Team5 back down to just a half investment into this round. See a couple of players upgraded pistols, but Rowland finds a gap in the smoke, opening things up. Karis, though, pushing through, spots out the back, but only the 1 kill before Spiro swings around to secure that 2nd frag for the CT side. Already again, Miku executes the players out towards mid. Only Palmy left. And again, Team5, they get a kill to start things off, but then it all goes falling apart from them. And to be fair, they only had pretty much pistols in this round, of course, so that is what you would be expecting. But at the same time, they're already 11-1 down here. They need to win some rounds at the end of this half. And remember, Kinguin are absolutely going to have money for the rest of this half at this point. So it's going to be so difficult for Team5 to be able to get multiple rounds together.
You know, it's still possible to get multiple rounds, but those multiple rounds would be just free here on the T set, and even free rounds wouldn't be that bad as what they have right now. Kinguin, though, a couple of those nades being thrown out there towards top mid, and I think Team5 will even try to change up the pace here a little bit. They have a couple of those guys towards the middle, that is true, and they're going to try to do what they've done in some of the other gun rounds, except they're going to be having 2 defenders, but pushing through the smoke is not a good idea here, Team5. They're still going to be taking the side ball, looks of it, which is nice and all, but Rowland, his position is key, gonna be taking down Paulman, and we should realize where Kevin is at, and Kevin will be taking down one more player, but that's about all he gets. Miku also shutting down the push there, but really, that sort of push there through the smoke, I mean, I guess it would have kind of worked out if there wouldn't be a player so close by that smoke. But really, in the end, was it that necessary? I mean, they still had time there, Team5.
Yeah, I think at this point, Team5 are just kind of hoping for good timing on that push. I don't mind it too much, but Mouse was there spraying 2 down. And as soon as that happened, it was always going to be tough for Team5 to get back into the round. Looks like Team5 won't be dissuaded by the recent round, though. They are still going to focus their efforts towards the A side of the map. And this could be successful for them. Mouse is going to get that first headshot. However, he needs to lock this down because the players on his team are fairly far away, and Karas just about flicks around in time to get that kill. So off the back of a trade on towards the A site, the bomb should go down. It just about is planted, and look at Karas finding a flank on towards Rowland. So now Kinguin are at a man disadvantage here for this retake on the A site. And Team5 already in fairly good positions to watch the bomb Although Mihu has found himself a kill, he will be traded on. Looking good for the Swedes now as Karas should tap off the heads and leave Spiro in a 1-on-2. And by the way, Karas got a 4K in this round. Not quite going to be the ace as Keve steals it away. However, Team 5 finally get a second round together.
They do, and pretty much on the back of Karas, who had such a great, shall I say, entrance there on the A-bombs, and just getting those kills left, right, and center. You're probably thinking he might just even get the ace there, but his teammate does steal him away of that chance. And Kinguin, the scoreline is still very much favoring them, but hey, Team 5 now in a position where they can acquire a game here, which wouldn't be that bad, as there's still a second half that will be played out. And HNS and Co looks like they're going to try to push here on the A-bomb, so they had found some good success around previously. I kind of understand this sort of push here, but Kev has to look away, but he's still be taking down Mouse and Kinguin. Now with the bomb being dropped, the rotation will be swift, and it still hasn't been recovered here from Team 5. They're going to have to hurry up here in a round like this.
Here comes Spiro, but he gets shut out by Keve. Very quick headshot, surviving on just 3 HP. And now that gives Team 5 a great chance to make their way forwards, but Kappa is here, tapping away at the head, finding the first, gets the dink, but there's HNS to find the trade. So it's a 1v1, but with HNS only having 9 points of health, Mihu can finish him off so easily. There's still plenty of time, in comes the flash, HNS goes for the peek, but the one bullet is all Mihu needs to close out the half. And Team 5 they were looking a little bit more competitive towards the end of that half. A couple of close rounds to close it out. However, still, Team 5 are just so far behind, you would think, at this point. Unless they win this pistol round, they're pretty much out of this game. And even then, it's just such a difficult comeback for themselves. Really tough to see what they can do here. We will get to see the buys come in. Spiro does have the P250 alongside some nades. In the meantime, Team 5 just going to be relying on their aim in this round. 5 sets of Kevlar for the CTs, and Kinguin already leaning 3 players towards B.
But they're moving in slowly though, so it doesn't make, I'd say, much of a difference here. As I think Kinguin do understand that they could be seeing out some sort of desperation play from Team 5. They might try to play here a bit more aggressive, for instance, towards B apps or some other part of the map to try and gather that intel, and that is what Kinguin needed. They needed to get this sort of entry frag here, and now this could be a fake, and it will be a fake here. And the thing is, though, it's going to work out beautifully for them, because now the rest of the Kinguin side are on this B bomb site. Thus, shall I say, human decoys are dead. Now it's all up to the other players, Ral and Mihu and Mouse, to close this one out.
Team 5, they're rotated off so quickly. It might come back to cost them, because without the defuse kit, the retake is going to be fairly tricky, especially with Kinguin already in fairly strong positions. Mouse is stuck behind bench. He could be overwhelmed if the push were to come in. However, Mihu should open up and does open up. Looking for a second, but Karas finds the trade. And both players are stuck in towards bench here, so Karas might have an opportunity. But he needs some incredibly quick headshots, and Kinguin just staying alive as Rallen nails that last headshot to pretty much secure this one for Kinguin. At this point, 14-2 up. They got their opponents down to a low buy, and Team 5 might just have to focus on the second map. That will be Cobblestone, because at this point, I don't see them winning here on Mirage. And, well, based on the fact that they did pick this map, this could be a bloodbath if Team 5 don't improve before Cobble.
And even on Cobblestone, that is Kinguin's one of their, I'd say, stronger maps, and they do enjoy playing that sort of map. Team 5, though, I don't know the sort of statistics about how they feel on playing a map like Cobblestone, but I have to admit, though, around like this, it's really important for Team 5. They gotta try to win this one out, otherwise they're gonna be having a similar sort of investment as they have right now, so they gotta try to accomplish as much as possible. But as those players are dropping dead, it is not looking so good here for the Team 5 side. Pullman and HNS are still very much alive. They're in the fight, but I'd say they are very much out of the round.
Yeah, just HNS left, 1-on-4. He's going to try and see if he can get a free kill or two, but won't even be a possibility. Mihu finishes him off. Kinguin will take the 15-2 scoreline. And I was kind of saying in the pre-game, well, firstly, I was saying that I think this could very much be a 2-0 with how the maps have gone. And that looks like it might be the case with Kinguin looking so good here on Mirage. But secondly, we also pointed out that Kinguin did beat Resistance 16-0 on this map in the group stage. And sure, this isn't just as convincing of a scoreline, but 15-2 is already very strong for the Kinguin side of things. We are going to see Team 5, of course, go for the force buy. However, they don't have the best of buys for what could be the last round of this game. HNS does nail that first headshot. There are still plenty of players pushing towards him. Here comes the push top mid, but Mouse cuts them off. HNS did get a second kill trying to lock down the B site, but there's just too many players for him to deal with. And so Kinguin steal this first map away from Team 5, 16-2. Dominant showing from the poles, and heading into Cobblestone, they've got to be feeling great about their chances in this quarterfinal.
And how couldn't you be after winning out the map pick of your opponents? Absolutely destroying and decimating their opponents on their own map pick. And I think a team like Kinguin is definitely going to be feeling confident moving into Cobblestone. That is, I think, you could say Mirage is already their sort of playing field, and Cobblestone, I don't see how Team 5 could be having a better affair. They might acquire more rounds, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's still going to be quite a difficult matchup, and it should be going in favor of the Poles. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. It is the second map, and honestly, anything can happen.
Yeah, Team 5 will have to try and reset themselves because Kinguin here, 16-2 win. Miku with 25 kills, only 5 deaths. Great showing from him. Great showing from the entirety of the Kinguin side. We'll get to see if maybe a little bit of a break can allow Team 5 to reset their mindset and have a better performance heading into Cobblestone, because even just winning the pistol round might just give you that little confidence boost you need to really start to sort of play your own game. Because it looks like after they went a little bit down, you kind of saw Team 5, their heads went down for a bit. They did recover towards the end of the half, but it was just way too late. And so we will wait and see if the second map can be any more competitive. Make sure to come back after this quick break to see if Team 5 can make things a little bit closer and can push Kinguin to go a little bit harder. We'll be back after the break.